A CAL FIRE battalion chief is in the hot seat, this after being caught in a drug bust. Dogs are often guilty of being messy and adorable, but one canine in South Carolina actually got involved in a real crime. That is where we find Sacramento's queen of morning TV, Kiba Arnold. A lot of excitement building for tonight's season opener, Kiba. Thousands of commuters thought that they would be breathing a sigh of relief this morning, but that is not the case. We are looking great throughout Sacramento, Stockton, and Modesto. Let's go ahead and take a look outside. We are live at the Bel Air in Natomas, kicking off the 27th annual Rayleigh's Food for Families Drive. And guys, it is as simple as walking through a checkout lane. You have to feel for the people in this Sacramento neighborhood having to deal with 2 deadly accidents in just the past 2 days. Employers who rely on unpaid interns are getting a wake-up call. They risk lawsuits, but the interns who file the suits are also risking the future of their careers. Checking our other top stories this morning, a young boy is in critical condition after he was struck by 2 cars in South Sacramento. Police say one of those cars never stopped, and now they're looking for help with tracking that driver down. The 11-year-old boy and his friend were crossing the street at Bruceville Road and Consumnes River Boulevard when he was hit at about 5:30 last night. According to witnesses, the 2 boys were crossing against a red light when one of them was struck by a silver Honda Civic. That driver immediately pulled over, but moments later, the 11-year-old was hit again by another vehicle. That car did not stop. Police don't believe the drivers involved were speeding, but officers are still conducting interviews. Investigators will also be reviewing surveillance video from the area. 12 hours from now, big crowds will gather in Old Sacramento to celebrate the new year. Preparations underway this morning with police and business owners hoping to put last year's deadly shootings behind them. Nearly 40,000 people are expected to be out in Old Sacramento ringing in the new year. Crews are putting the final touches on the concert tent where bands will be performing all night long. While this party is designed to be family friendly, last year's shooting at the Sports Corner Cafe that killed 2 people was quite the nightmare. Police will be out covering all areas this year, patrolling the water, watching from above with their helicopter, and some officers will even be on horseback.
The security presence will be large and very visible.
The party gets started at 6 with bands hitting the stage and, of course, the fireworks show at 9 and midnight. Police will also be out in full force looking for drunk drivers. CHP started its maximum enforcement period last night. The agency will have every available officer on patrol through the holiday travel period. DUI checkpoints will be up throughout Northern California heading into the new year. From 2007 to 2011, more than 4,100 people died nationwide just in the month of December from crashes involving drunk drivers. If you plan on drinking tonight, avoid that DUI and take advantage of a free ride home. AAA's Tipsy Tow program offers a free ride home for you and your car up to 10 miles starting at 6 o'clock tonight and running through 6 a.m. tomorrow. If you or someone you know needs a ride, call 1-800-AAA-HELP. That's 1-800-222-4357. All you have to do is tell the operator, quote, "I need a Tipsy Tow." The service is open to everyone, so you do not have to be a AAA member. Kiba, it is still an active scene out here. Neighbors remain under an evacuation this morning. We are live in the 3700 block of Floral Drive, and you can see here the law enforcement presence is quite heavy right now. The yellow tape is up, and this portion of Floral Drive remains blocked off. Now, as my photographer zooms in on an armored vehicle, we've been told that that armored vehicle SWAT team is expected to come down the street and then through this blocked area pretty soon, and that's why we had to step out of the way. Now, details are limited, but here's what we know. A man walked into a local fire station this morning to tell crews that his grandson entered his home on Floral Drive and then fired a couple of shots. The grandfather immediately left the home to report what had happened, and the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department arrived on scene at around 8:15 this morning. For now, the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department is unable to confirm if anyone was hit during that shooting. It's possible that the suspect may have left the home between the time that the grandfather went to report the shooting and when the sheriff's department arrived. Another possibility is that he is inside the home and choosing not to come out. Age-wise, we know that the suspect is in his 20s. Again, nearby homes have been evacuated as a result. Our crews are keeping a distance from the scene. We've seen a handful of negotiators with the sheriff's department as well as a number of deputies out here. We've been hearing the name David Ramirez called out on the bullhorn, but we do want to stress that the man's identity has not been officially released to us. And for those of you not familiar with the neighborhood, this is in the North Highlands area, as Kiba mentioned, just east of Watt Avenue and north of Larchmont Park. Again, no word yet on how long it will take until neighbors are allowed back into their homes, but we're going to keep an eye on this situation for you and bring you more details on air throughout this newscast when they become available and online at news10.net. Keep it back to you. Kiba, we're coming to you live from downtown Yuba City, just off of Plumas and Bridge, where if you take a look behind me, you can see that this scene remains active at this hour. Many people who live nearby are just shocked that an officer-involved shooting could unfold so close to home.
This is Yuba City. Nothing really happens like this here.
But something did happen. An early morning shooting at around 2:15 near A and Plumas, right next to an elementary school. Yuba police have confirmed that one man is dead. This all following a pursuit that started in Marysville. The crime tape is up. Evidence markers are on the ground. Witnesses describe the shooting as a hail of gunfire. Families who live along Plumas are stunned.
To see something like this, I was like, oh my God.
Police tell us the suspect could be connected to two recent armed robberies, a Taco Bell in Marysville the other day and a Burger King in Yuba City last night.
We're certain that this vehicle description, again, was the same vehicle description in two armed robberies that have occurred. Officers did stop that vehicle, shots were fired, and the suspect is deceased.
A chilling scene to wake up to on this Wednesday morning.
You got kids around school area, and then all of that you're near church to where, hey, you don't know what's going on.
And back here live, this portion of Plumas off Bridge and near A still closed and cut off. Traffic is being detoured around the area. Yuba City Police described the suspect as a white man in his 30s. His identity has not been released, but again, he has died after this early morning shooting. No word yet on when this stretch of Plumas will reopen. We know that many agencies are involved in this investigation, so it is expected to take quite some time. Reporting live this morning in downtown Yuba City, Chris Nguyen, News 10.